Today, we're tackling the all or nothing mindset, which, let's be real, that's really the main reason that most of us can't stay on track and hit our goals. So you're going to want to listen to it if it sounds like you. It's going to be a good one. Grab your coffee and let's get into it.
All or nothing mindset.
Yeah, if you've ever felt like you had to be either perfect or just say screw it and start over on Monday, this episode's going to hit home. It's time to break that cycle.
Yeah.
Let's break it, and let's break it for good. Let's put it to bed.
Put it to bed.
It took a long time for me to do that, but I definitely did. And it feels like freedom.
Of course it does. Because now you're not like scared of, oh, here comes the weekend, what to do. You know, all of a sudden your mind starts racing. I want to eat this, and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or just any time. And for me, not even the weekend. It was any time that I fell a little off track, I assumed that was a license to go all the way off track.
Right.
And that's the problem. So the key with the all or nothing mindset is perfection isn't the goal. The goal is consistency. So today I'm going to show you how to stop letting one off meal or one busy weekend make you feel like you failed.
Yeah.
I think that that's very common. A lot of people feel like they have to start over. That's what feeling all or nothing feels like when you go all in. When you finally start again, you feel like you're starting over.
Every time. And you're really just spinning your wheels and you're really just chase. You're not enjoying the journey. Then eventually you just give up. It's like, I can't do this. I quit. You quit on yourself.
You know what I call it? You're white knuckling the whole time.
You know, what's funny is Sal from Mind Pup said that.
Oh, really?
He said that about people can white knuckle a diet, but can only do it for so long. It's not sustainable. He was talking about certain diets.
That's so funny.
People white knuckle things.
That's why I love Mind Pump. I don't even listen to them consistently. I just don't have as much time. But every time I do, I'm always like, oh, I'm so in line with these guys.
I get gems.
I really feel
the
like
coaching,
our
everything.
Philosophies are very similar to theirs. I've always felt like that with Adam. I've just always felt like when it's like I feel like he's in my brain a lot of times. Like we're very much in line. And
Sal's the studies show. That's Sal's line. Studies show. He's a studies guy. He's always going off studies.
It's so funny that he just said white knuckling because I always use that term.
Yeah. He said white knuckling. People try to white knuckle things and they will have success. You know, some do. There's some outliers, but again, they don't stay there.
But that's not success.
True. It's temporary.
That's not success.
I guess it's temporary success.
Because all or nothing can feel, someone's success can feel like it was success, but truly it was still the wrong mindset. It was the all or nothing mindset, but they were just on the all for a really long time.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of different versions of all or nothing mindset. There's all or nothing on a day-to-day basis. There's all or nothing on like a meal per meal basis. There's all or nothing on a weekly basis. There's all or nothing like for periods of time. So like the all or nothing mindset people, they often set a goal like, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds by my reunion. And they'll be all in because they're really tight on that goal.
Yes.
But then they get to the goal and then it's all out. So it's the all or nothing kicks in.
Hey, we used to do that.
With trips.
Trips, always.
Yeah.
I did that so many times. Let's go to Vegas. Cool. I'm going to get in the best shape. Got in the best shape. But the minute you get there, start drinking, get loose on the eating. You undo all that success, temporary success you had. You undo it just like that, one weekend.
It's terrible too.
I know.
All right, you guys, I would like to take a moment to recognize the fact that this is episode 600.
Wow.
600.
600. So we have spoken on this pod. Well, you have more than me because you've had, 600 times.
600. Isn't
That's
that
a huge
insane?
feat. Yeah, it is.
You guys, so welcome to episode 600. If you're new here, I mean, you've got plenty of episodes to catch up on, so we've got you covered for a while. I know we get a lot of new listeners that say, I just started listening to you guys, but I've gone back and listened to a bunch of your episodes and love them.
Yeah.
I've heard people
way back.
saying that they feel like we're part of their workplace because they listen to us in the workplace.
Oh.
You know, like I've heard a lot of cool stories people that have shared. So, you know, even though sometimes I feel like we still feel small, we're really not. When you think about the number of people that listen to our show, if you put them into a room, that's not a room. That's an auditorium. You know, so like that's pretty
That's
cool.
so true.
That's pretty cool.
You know who says that? That dude, Brian Mark. He says, you think 100 people watch your stories ain't much. Put 100 people. Then you're like, okay, you got 500 viewers on your post. He shows it.
Yeah, look what that looks
then
like.
Look at 1,000, what it looks like. You're speaking to 1,000 people you don't know. I'm like, gotta look at it that way. There's 1,000 different eyes that are watching you. And here we have tens of thousands that are watching this.
Yeah, so it's very cool. I don't know. It's cool to think about. I mean,
humbling.
I love the show. Let me tell you this. If I didn't love it, we would have quit a long time ago.
Facts.
Because it was thankless for a lot of time, for a long time. And it was a lot of work.
Yes.
And then sometimes I ask myself, God, why did I keep going? But I guess, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a diet, right? You have to just keep going.
You just got to keep going.
Eventually, it's going to pay off. The fruits of your labor are going to pay off. It doesn't have to be perfect. The road can be bumpy. You could go backwards.
Yep.
That's been our journey here on Candidly with Coffee. So it's kind of like it's all boils down to having the right mindset about something and just set your mind to something and you keep going.
You keep going.
You don't give up.
I like that little character shows when they're in the tunnel digging with the pickaxe.
I love that.
And one quits and he's almost right there. The other one keeps going and you broke through the wall.
Yeah, he's like one hit away from getting to the diamonds on the other side.
Yes.
I love that. All right, you guys. Well, since it is our 600th episode, you want to give us a gift and head over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 600 episode review. I would really appreciate that. Also on Spotify. But you can follow us on Candidly_with_coffee on Instagram. And yeah, thank you. And I wanted to just shout out all the people that have sent me DMs recently, all of the comments. You guys, I promised a long time ago that I was going to do my absolute best to reply to comments and still stay engaged with you guys. I'm doing my best. I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I make it a point every single day to go in, reply to comments, read your comments. So, because we appreciate that. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys commenting, sharing, all of those things. And so even though we've gotten larger and it's gotten more difficult, we're busier, I still do it.
And listen, we're never going to forget, no matter how many subscribers and listeners we get, and no matter how much larger the show grows, we're always going to be humble. You know, we're always going to remember the beginning times when we started.
Yeah. Oh, we always do. I always stop and think about it all the time. So, you know, we've got a beautiful studio now, and you know, we ironed out a lot of the kinks of the show.
Oh, yeah. It took us a while to get here, but you know, we stayed the course.
Yeah. And you know, and every time we did go through a transition, everyone was very patient with us.
Yeah.
The sound, the lighting, the set,
Yeah. It takes time.
It's all, you know what? Life is always in motion.
Yes.
I think I mentioned it on a recent podcast, but it's so true. There is no such thing. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. There really is no such thing as standing still. Very important to think about that.
You're getting left behind.
Yeah, you really are. All right, let's take a little break for 1UP Nutrition and Transcend, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I have to tell you about my favorite supplement brand. If you're not new here, you know it's 1UP Nutrition. This is probably the only time in my entire life that I've been this consistent with my supplements. And let me tell you, it's been a game changer. Their Gut Health Plus and Daily Cleanse have completely transformed my digestive health. I feel amazing and I'm never bloated. And don't even get me started on their protein powders, from the refreshing lemon Italian ice clear protein that I add to my yogurt pretty much daily these days, and their peanut butter cookie iso protein powder. I mean, their flavors are absolutely delicious. It's like having a treat while staying on track with your goals. If you're ready to level up your nutrition and try supplements that actually work and taste amazing, you're going to love 1UP Nutrition as much as I do. Just head over to oneupnutrition.com, use code Janine at checkout for a discount, and try some of my favorites and start feeling your best today, because your health deserves the best, and so do you. Hey everyone, I wanted to take a minute to talk about something that has truly been a game changer for Mike and I. HRT and peptides from Transcend. If you've been following our journey, you know that we're all about thriving, not just surviving, especially at 49 and 50 years old. Thanks to Transcend, we're looking and feeling our absolute best. Their personalized approach to hormone optimization and peptides has helped us boost energy, improve recovery, and stay on top of our game. And here's the best part. You can experience the same transformation. Transcend offers customized treatments designed just for you. Whether it's hormone balance, better sleep, or more energy, they've got you covered. Are you ready to get started? Use our exclusive link, transcendcompany.com/ESCO Elite. Book your consultation and take advantage of a 15% new patient discount. Don't wait. Your best years are still ahead, and transcendcompany.com can help you. Head to transcendcompany.com/ESCO Elite today and take the first step toward looking and feeling your best. Trust me, you won't regret it. All right, you guys, let's get into the all or nothing mindset. So why midlife women struggle? A lot of it, when it boils down to midlife, a lot of the reason why people get this all or nothing mindset is diet culture.
Yeah.
Because my midlife ladies, you're coming off of like the 90s diet trends where it was all you and your friends would go on a diet together. It was very like in a box, like we're going on a diet, the cayenne pepper diet, the tuna fish. My mom would always go on the tuna fish baked potato diet. She'd be like, I'm on a diet, eating her tuna and baked potato. I'm like, that's a diet? I grew up, my mom was hardcore diet culture. She was either on a diet or YOLO, like eating everything in sight.
And it's miserable. Diets are miserable. You're not, because you're fooling yourself. You're not really enjoying it because you're chasing something. If you're eating the food you love and you dial in the numbers that you're supposed to for yourself, your calories, your macros, you're targeting protein, and you eat that on a daily basis, copy, paste, rinse, repeat, it doesn't feel like you're chasing. Next you know, the consistency that you're doing, now you have success.
But I think the all or nothing mindset, a lot of it comes from, it's mental blocks. It is because the perception of what you're eating causes you to feel a certain way. So when you eat something bad, what you perceive to be bad, even if it's just a little bit, you immediately feel like you've lost your progress. Like I'm going to venture to guess that some of you maybe will even eat something bad and maybe like run to the mirror and look to see if you see like, oh man,
that's
I feel
excessive.
Like a fat ass. No,
that really happens?
Yeah, sound off in the comments. Let me know.
I want to know.
Yes.
This got to be a woman thing.
It's a woman thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've never done that as a man.
Like you go and look like, oh my gosh, or you'll like, are the jeans feeling tighter? You panic. You panic that you've just screwed everything up. You have like this, I have felt like this, yes. Then you panic and like you want to weigh yourself or, oh my God, I messed everything up.
I know women are obsessed with the scale.
So you feel that panic. And so you avoid that because you're on a diet. You don't want to have that because you feel like it undoes your progress. So you try to be perfect. That is what actually leads to the all or nothing mindset. And it's such a destructive mindset. It really is very difficult to succeed with that way of thinking. Really, if this is you, rather than avoiding it, rather than not dealing with it, that's what you have to tackle first. You have to tackle that because adopting that mindset's never going to get you and keep you at your goals. You will never stay at your goals. You might be able to get there for brief periods of time, but you're going to go backwards because that mindset just doesn't allow you to coast and cruise. It doesn't.
No. You're always in a constant battle. Mm-hmm. And guess what? That battle's, most of you are going to lose it. That's just the way it is. Unless you build up some crazy amount of discipline, most of you are going to lose it. You have to find that balance, that sweet spot.
And then when you add menopause to the mix and midlife and your hormonal changes and all of the side effects along with that, it adds another layer that you really don't trust things. You feel like, oh, I eat anything now and I gain weight. And a lot of that is perception, which obviously we've covered that at length on this show, because a lot of it is also the connection we have towards certain foods that we perceive as bad. So like, for example, if you feel like pasta makes you fat, everyone tells you pasta makes you fat, pasta makes you fat. Even if you eat a very little portion controlled amount of pasta, I bet you anything you immediately feel fat. Like, oh, I feel heavy. I feel so like that was heavy. I feel so fat. That is a mindset thing. That is like, and now you feel like you've ruined your progress. No, you just ate a little 600 calorie protein pasta meal. You did fine. You're fine. Yeah. But in your head, you felt like you just ruined your progress. So sometimes that'll even like, it'll be a trigger to just be, oh, well, I feel like a fat ass right now. I ate pasta. I don't trust the fact that it's not really going to make me fat. So I'm just going to go eat 3 more bowls of it because I already screwed up. And tomorrow I'll start over.
Yeah.
That's the all or nothing mindset.
True.
Now, how does that hold you back? So one off meal turns into an off day, turns into an off weekend. That's how it holds you back. Whereas if you just had an off moment and quickly reset, the grand scheme of things, it will not impact you at all. So if you can have a piece of chocolate and just go back to your regular macros, you enjoyed the one piece of chocolate, you think that chocolate's going to impact your progress that week? Absolutely not.
No, not at all.
Absolutely not. But if you have that chocolate and it pulls you into that like, oh shoot, I had chocolate, I ruined the day, I ruined my macros, I'm going to be over now by the 120 calorie piece of chocolate, I may as well go eat 2,000 more calories. Like it doesn't make logical sense, but yet we do it all the time.
We do it all the time.
All the
it's
time.
It's like a self-sabotage we have. You know, it's like your internet inside of you just spazzing out, your fembotting, as I like to say.
And it's never the moment and the treat that sets you over the edge that's the problem. The problem is the actions afterwards, how you respond to it. That is what ruins your progress. It's not the actual moment. It's how it spearheads a domino effect of more moments, whether it sets you off track for the rest of the day or the rest of the weekend, the rest of your vacation, the rest of the week. If you have like an off track moment midweek and you don't know how to handle that and you're like, oh, I blew the whole week. Some people, they'll be like, I got to start over on Monday. Everyone wants to start on Monday.
Everybody wants to start on Monday. And they go through the weekend, they go crazy and they blow through the weekend. Like you just did more damage. You just put yourself way further behind the starting line.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's, the problem is, and that what that leads to is you always feel like you're starting over. And every time you do that, you lose trust in yourself. So if you lose trust in anything, right? Anything you lose trust in, what happens? You have to actively work on rebuilding that trust, one little thing at a time. So you're not just going to get it back. It's going to take time, and you're going to have to fight through the mind, the desire to want to throw in the towel if you have one little thing that throws you off track. It's a process, and you have to work on it, because anything that's difficult to do that you need to fix will not fix itself. You have to you have to decide that you want to fix it and actively work on fixing it.
You got to course correct. It's not going to do it for you. You got to do it. You got to take the action.
All right, you guys, let's take a little break for Mega Fit Meals. We'll be right back. Hey, everyone. You know I'm all about making life easier while staying on track with your health and fitness goals. And that's why I love Mega Fit Meals. Mega Fit Meals is your go-to for macro-friendly meal prep that tastes amazing. Whether you're crushing your fitness goals or you just want a convenient way to eat clean and delicious meals, MegaFit has you covered. They've got everything from high-protein favorites to keto-friendly options and everything in between. Plus, the meals come perfectly portioned, ready to heat and eat, saving you time and stress. And the best part, you can save on your orders by using my code, JEANINE, at checkout. Head over to megafitmeals.com and check it out. Don't forget to use my code, JEANINE, because when life gets busy, MegaFit Meals keeps you on track. All right, so how do you rewire the mindset? So like we talked about a little bit in the previous episode, you want to embrace the always something mindset, meaning imperfect action moves the needle. You have to believe that. The problem is, like we just said, you don't trust that anymore. You do not trust that imperfect action still moves the needle. I know this because this is literally the conversation I have with my clients. On Mondays, this is the conversation I have all day long. I will look at them and say they've had some progress. And I'll be like, look at you. You had some progress. You lost a pound this week. That's great. I don't just leave it at that. Then I'm helping them rebuild their trust in the ability to show them that imperfect action still moves the needle.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you lost a pound, and then I'll go and you did this, and you had that ice cream on Sunday, and you didn't track your Starbucks, and you didn't do this. And as they're like, oh my God, you're right. I did all those little things, and I still lost weight.
Yes.
And I do that not because I'm trying to stick it to them like, you got to get perfect. No, I don't actually want them to be perfect. I do not want them to be perfect, but I want those imperfect moments to teach them that they can have progress without being all or nothing. Without being perfect, they're still having progress. It's a huge learning moment. And so I always look for those moments with clients because those moments are what's building trust. Those moments are what's curing the all or nothing mindset. Because the next time they have a peanut butter cup, they're going to be like, you know what? I didn't just ruin my day because I had a peanut butter cup last week and I still lost a pound. So I'm good. I'm fine. I don't need to just throw in the towel and have 50 peanut butter cups now because I know I'll still have progress this week.
Yeah.
And you start to build trust, and over time it gets stronger and stronger. And with repetitive actions like that, eventually the all or nothing mindset goes away. And you've rebuilt that trust. But it takes work, like with anything.
It takes repetitions, doing it. Mm-hmm. And you get better with it with time. That's so true. You got my mind thinking like, that's so true.
Yeah, so you got to do, it starts with self-talk always. So instead of saying, fuck, I just blew it. I just totally blew it. You got to say, that's okay. I just did this, but back on track. Like talk to yourself in a positive way. Don't say, oh, you fat ass, you gave in again, you have no self-control. Yeah. That's not going to help.
Don't go stare in the mirror and talk down on yourself.
No, that doesn't work.
Don't do that to your subconscious.
It never works. It never works.
Because then your emotions are going to run high. And when you run your emotions high, if you're an emotional eater like I am, you probably spiked your cortisol by getting mad at yourself. And now you really want to go all out.
Yeah.
Now you're searching for dopamine to calm that anger monster down, including the hunger beast at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. And you want to track consistency, not perfection. Focus on being able to stay consistent. And consistent doesn't mean consecutive. Consistent and consecutive are not the same things. I think some people think, oh, well, I have to be perfect to be considered consistent. No, you can reset multiple times in a week and have little off-track indulgences and still be considered consistent.
Yep.
So that's a common misconception. Consistency doesn't mean perfect, 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 perfect. It could mean really good day, okay day, pretty good day, good day. That's consistent. Consistent's like this. All or nothing is like this.
That's why diets fail. Because they're trying to be too perfect on a diet. They think immediately, when they think the word diet, they think, I got to eat 100% healthy. I got to eat chicken breasts, rice, broccoli, salads. They automatically, no, it's not going to work.
Consistency is not huge peaks and valleys. So it's not under eating and overeating, overeating. It's kind of like cruising in the middle, like small dips.
Yeah.
So when I see a client, when I look at their food tracker, like if I look at their log, and I see little bit low, little bit high, a little bit low, like little movements. If I see under eating, overeating, you see sharp movements on their charts. I'm like, oh, that's not good. I like to see small movements. You can overeat, you can eat. We're not like, you don't have to eat a specific number of calories exactly. That is a problem too. When people, that's all or nothing mindset too. When you feel like you have to hit the exact calorie limit. That's a waste of time.
And that's why I always say this. If you're not stepping on stage or competing, stop trying to eat like a bodybuilder or a fitness competitor. They have a different reason for what they do. They're stepping on stage for a show. They have to be 100% damn near dialed in, for them to look a certain way on that show day. So there's much, now we're talking having a whole different conversation. But for everyday general health and well-being and weight loss, no, you don't have to do like.
Yeah, I remember when I had that all or nothing total diet mindset when I was younger. And when I got pregnant with Tyler, my intention was I was going to be really good and really healthy. I remember I found out I was pregnant. I remember this clear as day. I went to the grocery store, and what did I put in my grocery bin? Broccoli, because there were certain things I had read in my book, certain foods I read in my book that I should make sure I ate. So I put broccoli and chicken and green beans and all this stuff. Fast forward to that pregnancy, I gained over 100 pounds.
It didn't work so well.
It did not work so well.
Where did you? Okay, let's stop there. What happened? Where did you lose? Where'd you lose it at in the pregnancy?
Because I was trying to be so rigid, and then the increase in appetite kicked in. So the rigidity led to me just flying off the handle. And once the gates opened, they were impossible to close.
Damn.
So it's kind of like if you could relate to like, you know how you're on a vacation the first few days, like you can kind of keep it tight. But then, like, as it gets closer to the end, you feel the gates open, and then you just go
on everything.
Wild.
You start drinking more,
right? You just kind of
eating more. You kind of let loose. Yes,
that's what happened. So I held it, like white knuckled it. First, I white knuckled it, and then like around, maybe like right close to around my 3-month mark, the gates blew open.
That's it.
That was it. And
wow.
I was balls to the wall, and and what did I do? The all or nothing mindset kicked in, and I said, oh, well, I'm just going to enjoy this pregnancy. Worst mistake you can make if you're someone who's prone to the all or nothing mindset is kind of like, I'm just going to enjoy the rest of the weekend. I'll start Monday. No. I was like, I'll start when when it's over. But the damage was massive.
The wolf blew down the house.
Oh, God.
The wolf came and
massive.
Said, blew that sucker wide open.
Massive. I have to get, oh my God. I didn't take a lot of pictures towards the end of my pregnancy, but I'll have to see if I can reach out to my my former sister-in-law, and because I know for a fact her wedding album, because where I was sitting or whatever, I'm in like every single picture of the people walking down the aisle, and I look like a beached whale. Because it was a month before I gave birth.
Damn, you need to get those.
You wouldn't even recognize me. You wouldn't recognize me because those pictures I show as my before pictures, I was significantly lighter, probably about 40 pounds lighter than my heaviest.
Yeah.
40, 50 pounds lighter.
Wow. We got to find those archives.
So the pictures I've shown that you guys see on social media doesn't paint the picture of it was bad.
I mean, how high did you get up to 220?
I didn't look like, you couldn't even tell my face didn't even look anything like me. I guesstimate 220 because the last time I stepped on the scale was sometime in July, or the last time I looked. Because they would weigh me and I wouldn't even look. I would tell them I don't want to know.
Who's they?
The doctor.
Oh.
That's the only time I weighed in was when I had to.
You were freaked out.
But I did know that they were telling me that I was gaining too rapidly.
Damn.
So I was the picture of all or nothing. And it was very hard to reel it back in. Very, very difficult.
I bet it was.
It took me a year and a half after he was born to get it together. And I tried and failed multiple times before I finally got it together. And
see, you didn't quit. You didn't quit on yourself. Even though you failed a few times, you probably were falling down, getting back up. But like, I'm gonna figure this out, and you did, and look where you're at now because you did that.
It's kind of hard to believe, but I'll never forget me putting the broccoli in the grocery store. You guys, it just does not work. It really does not. The key here, I want you guys to think about some takeaways. Practice small recoveries. So the next meal, the next decision, the next morning, immediately when you have a moment, think, what's your next move? And make it a better one immediately. The faster you can reset, the better. That is what's going to take you out of this vicious cycle, is resetting. That's what I always tell my clients when they hit me up like, oh, I fell off, I had a bad. I'm like, reset. It's okay. Just reset. Reset as quick as you need to. I mean, as quick as you can, basically. And remember, every choice counts. An all or nothing person kind of tries to convince themselves that only the perfect choices count, but every single one of your choices count. So the choices that you make when you're in the nothing, they count even more. Every choice counts. And you can't fail if you never quit.
True. That's a good one. You can't fail if you never quit.
And the worst thing you can do is hold on to the Monday mindset. Please stop saying, I'll start over Monday.
It's old.
Oh, my God.
What's worse, the Monday mindset or the New Year's Eve, the New Year's crowd? Every year we hear.
The Monday mindset, I think, is bad. My mom used to always say, I'm going to start Monday. And you know what she would do? Whenever she was going to start a diet on Monday, what do you think we would do? I loved it. I loved it. Why do you think? Because we would go have a party in the, we would go to the grocery store and stock up on snacks on Sunday. We would go have an outing. We'd go out to eat.
Yeah.
We'd go get ice cream because she was going to start a diet on Monday.
So you guys went
so
all
we'd
out.
go balls to the wall. And I would just go along with her as you know, her sidekick. We'd go rent a movie, get snacks. That weekend before her diet was the best weekend, the best memories.
I like that. You just gave me a tip. Do a post about that. Stop saying Monday. Stop saying I'm going to start on Monday because we know you're not. So true.
Yeah, it's crazy, you guys. That's the worst. I would say that is the most common thing is people don't reset until Monday. Start resetting at your very next opportunity. Your very next opportunity has to be a good choice. That's how you're going to get out of this whole thing. So if this message hit home for you, I want you to share this episode with a friend who's stuck in the all or nothing trap. Let's all break free of it together and let us know down in the comments. Is this something that you struggle with? Do you think this is you? If it is, this needs to be something you need to tackle before you start a new diet, a new program. Got to start trying to switch your mindset out of the all or nothing. And now that we're ditching the all or nothing mindset, we need to talk about another huge piece of the puzzle. How to actually trust yourself around food again. If you've ever felt like you can't have certain foods in the house because you'll lose control, you're not alone. And we're diving into how to rebuild that trust and heal your relationship with food in the next episode. It's going to be a good one. So make sure you tune in.
Tune in.